And I mean, we haven't got Facebook present on the panel, but I'm just wondering if anyone's got some thoughts on, using Facebook as a channel as well, because obviously they are doing radical changes to their marketing platform, their ad-serving technology, and also Facebook launched, 2 weeks ago, which is, they are promising to revolutionize e-commerce, so it's quite relevant for this debate. I don't know if anyone feels they'd like to talk that through. Probably not, Obi, I'm guessing. Unless you bought Facebook yesterday and I missed it.
I think one of the things we're looking at is the number of retailers or people who now sell through social networks. So the idea of the social media retailer to some groups, again, is slightly alien because it's still about networking, but increasingly to a lot of people it is about selling. And I think what we forget is that the channels are not just determined by the owners, the channels are determined by the user. So increasingly the issue about privacy, as you get younger and younger, it never comes up as a debate when you ask customers. How much information will you sacrifice for accuracy? Well, if you're under 20, you would say everything, because you're not concerned about privacy. You're concerned about different issues of speed and articulation and things that are kind of hyper-localized. And I think the more you have the debates about the kind of issues of privacy, of how you use social media, it does come down to a generational cohort, unfortunately. So sometimes as entrepreneurs, you have to consider your strategy based on generation. Somebody said to me recently, why should I worry about people over 60? Within 20 years, they will be dead, and after that, it won't matter. Because at that point, everybody will be the way the rest of the world is. So there's a kind of a pragmatic view, there's a generational view, and I think there's also the idea that some people prefer to shop by walking into the store, some people prefer to shop by looking at it online. You need to give them the channels, not to allow your prejudice to determine which channel it is that you see as most important.
That's true, although even those that shop in the shop, probably more than 50% of them research online first.
They will come with their printout or their mobile. Yeah.
If I can also jump on one of the points you make, which is don't start with technology. As you would expect from the device guy, you would always say, do start with technology. We are at a tipping point at the moment where some technologies make some usage happen. And for those who have used an iPad or equivalent products like those that HP announced in Vegas, for instance, similar tablet-type products, when you use these products, you actually see a usage that you absolutely never saw before. If you look at the advertising on British TV at the moment from Sony about internet televisions, it kind of paves the way for your home or your office to effectively move content from different places in a very, very different way. There's a technology called DLNA, which is a form of Wi-Fi technology, which allows you, for instance, to move content from your laptop onto your TV, onto your, let's say, iPad in your kitchen. Well, that is going to be mainstream within 18 months. From the moment where content can be moved in such a way that the actual physical location of the device doesn't matter, you can pull content to something in, let's say, a room number 55 upstairs and bring it onto that screen, then at that point in time, your business may think, actually, there's a usage for my product that I never thought about. I could just give a very, very small example that just sprang to mind. Very few people read recipe books in their bathrooms or in their beds. They do read recipe books in their kitchens.
No,
well, it might be not true, actually. But assuming that you're cooking in your kitchen and you want to know the recipe in front of you and you don't have a printer at hand, what you want is effectively a device that's fairly solid and actually you can browse through quite quickly. Well, you do that with a tablet. You don't do that with a 15-inch laptop. So there are all sorts of areas where I would absolutely imagine that any business these days need to look at technologies coming to make sure that he's actually maximized the opportunity to distribute his product.
Yeah. I mean, sorry, I just thought that I think there's an interesting thing here. If you ask kids, if you show them a camera or you show them a screen, quite a lot of them now try to pinch the screen. So they have this idea that the screen, that's how the world works, that it's not just tactile, but it works in a particular way. And I think by looking at how people expect it, like the tablet certainly, and the iPad, because of cloud computing, will become the way that we will access most devices. Think about how light it is, how portable, and how much it looks like a book. So increasingly you will see, look at the habits of people and build the business around the habits. This idea that, again, forget the technology in some ways, look at usability, and then create opportunity around how they're using it.
Martin, may I?
Yeah, quick.
I just want to caution against overlooking the gray market. Our growth is almost completely right now women over the age of 50 who have more time on their hands and more money to spend and have a zeal for these new products more than any other audience we're seeing.
I think it was being slightly sarcastic. I was talking, it was Stuart Rose who was saying, we said, you know, what do you think about the internet? And he said, it's too early to tell. And I think there was this idea that, you know, he was thinking about his customers, and we were more thinking about, well, the reality is, it's like the wheel. What do you accept the significance of the wheel or not? It doesn't stop the wheel being important. And I think what you've got to do is to remove your prejudice from the issue, because certainly, you know, over 60, over 70, I don't know if you look at the largest sales of the iPad in the States within a particular group, were over 75. Why? Because it's such intuitive technology. It is not just about the technology, it's about usability. It is so easy to use that people instantly take to it. And I think that's really what you're looking at. The generational issue, I think, is used as a trick. So we're not interested to get older. You're not interested if it becomes too complicated. But when you know it's useful and when it fits into your life, then it is where the people pick up onto it. And I think that is the opportunity. And I think we just get confused with the technology. I was looking at here, geotagging, barcoding, QR, cloud computing. How many people know what those terms are?
Yeah. So shall we quickly open up to the floor, because we should be crowdsourcing this, shouldn't we?